my life. Come on, man, what you talk about? Trying to tell me I don't belong. Tell me now what you talk about.
Going for fall retreat for MEIB, which is basically we're supposed to fellowship together, but we're doing it in the context of service. So we're trying to serve this community. So we'll be doing a bunch of different things. We'll get to go to church down there as well. So it should be cool. We'll get a lot of time to bond and learn each other's names and stuff like that. And yeah.
So have you been before?
To fall retreat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to fall retreat. I go every year actually. It's such a great experience. Just like time to learn about like what our mission is for outreach and stuff. And it always like centers me every time I go. It's like a really great experience. You really don't want to draw that much attention because you're really kind of an intruder in that neighborhood. You kind of like our group of people are not really like necessarily always there. So it's kind of like you have to be careful. I get nervous at night, and like every time I tell my mom's like, "Why are you going there? Like, you would never go there if like for any other circumstance." I grew up firsthand in neighborhoods that weren't so great. Like my neighborhood wasn't terrible, but there was still a lot of social issues. Well, it was Logan Square with like African Americans and Latinos people. It's a lot for a lot of these people who didn't grow up, with the same sort of atmosphere. It's definitely new for them, so they're surprised.
I am from Wilmette, Illinois. Kind of a homogeneous kind of a community. I mean, the minorities we have are, we have Asians, but they're pretty small. We have a couple African Americans, very few Latinos, if any. So MEIV, multi-ethnic InterVarsity. It's designed to be a community that has overlapping experiences and overlapping cultures. These people come together with a common belief or basis. I mean, we're missing a lot, because Northwestern itself isn't that diverse.
Sometimes I do feel like left out, and then maybe it's weird for me. Sometimes I feel different, but not in like a bad way. Just like, I'm the only Hispanic person in this room.
Someone who knows Spanish, Cecilia, can you translate this word?
I associate myself as being Mexican. I don't usually say Mexican American because it's too long. I just say Mexican. And I'm closer to my ethnicity, or like my race, because my parents were immigrants from Mexico. I couldn't identify with Mexican Americans for some reason. I identified more with like Mexicans, and there weren't that many. And so a lot of like the Mexican American issues had to do with like immigration or like the social injustice of their neighborhoods, and I couldn't really identify with them like just on the grounds of being Mexican American. I can identify with them, like I can identify with social justice, and like I can identify with like racial discrimination, but it wasn't just like Mexican, it was just like in general.
I kind of identified myself as, I guess, white on the inside. You can call me a Twinkie because I'm yellow on the outside, on the inside. And so when I was like younger, obviously, and kind of surrounded by a white population, of course I had certain perceptions of other cultures, and particularly African American cultures. For some reason less than, maybe across the board in effort level or in intelligence. I can't tell you what I think necessarily of black populations based on this experience, because to be honest, I've met 3 people from the neighborhood. And so in that way, this has maybe been a little bit limiting, but that doesn't devalue the experience I've had with these people already.